Next is the administration. Keep in mind, also for the administration, I need to have permissions to access these features. Let's take a look at the publication management. The publication management enables you to create new publications, to delete publications, and to also edit publications. So in this case, we take a look at the Demo Content Management System publication. This is more about technical parameters. Where will these pages be located on your web server, for instance? Keep in mind that the system supports 100% staging. That means even if you uninstall the system, the website will still be present and will be functional. I will skip a lot of those features here. You can also select languages for an automatic translation and also for your taxonomy. So whenever a user wants to translate the content into a different language, he can use this feature. And only the languages that you have selected will be provided to him. The same for the taxonomy. So if you're using the taxonomy editor to set up your multilingual taxonomy, again, you can use the automatic translation. Next is the optical character recognition. So keep in mind, whenever you upload images that maybe present any kind of text in the image, OCR can be used to extract this text. Also, if you scan documents. So we pretty much have images inside a PDF document. Again, OCR can be used to extract the text again from those images. The second tab enables you to set inheritance between different publications. So for instance, you can say, I want to assign the content of another publication to my publication. I want to assign the templates from a central publication to other publications. That makes sense when you have maybe multiple websites using the same design, but they are operated by different organizations, maybe in different languages. Next is the user management. Here I will see all the users in my system. Of course, I can create new users. If I select a user, I can also delete the user. I can change the user. I can see all the files, all the assets that have been uploaded by this user. So the user is the owner of all these files. I can also select the users by their membership of different publications. Keep in mind, I can also select multiple users at the same time if I want to. So I can, for instance, delete them, or I can right click and delete them as well. If I select a user, what is important to know is I assign the user to one or more publications. So I give him pretty much access to one of my publications or even more publications. Next are the system events. So here the system will log all the entries. For instance, user interactions. A user has deleted an object. A user has uploaded a new object, and so on. All these events will be automatically tracked. Of course, you can export this into an Excel sheet. You can clear the events. And what you also will see here are warnings and errors. Warnings and errors can also be used to automatically notify a specific user in case of such a warning or error. Publishing queue. We have seen that already in my personal desktop, but this time it's the administrator's publishing queue. So that means he actually sees all the items in the publishing queue, not only his own items. He sees all the items. Import-Export. This feature can be used to import or export assets pages. If I want to, for instance, export my assets, I can easily do that by just selecting the folder that I want to export. In this case, I want to export all the assets. I can now define a directory on my server, maybe also FTP server. There's some kind of settings. What is important, I can set all kind of conditions. So for instance, I want to automatically export all the old assets that are not used anymore. So let's say if the asset is 10 years old or has been created 10 years ago and has not been viewed in the last 5 years, I want to export all those assets. So you can define the creation date, limit, and also the last modification date or the last access date and so on, or different conditions based on the metadata of the assets. So if you enable the job, the assets will be automatically exported to the given location. Of course, you can also import your assets again, or you can also import assets from a given location, for instance a file server where you store all the assets and you just want to import them automatically into your system. So this is pretty much the same. You can define again a name because maybe you want to enable a job again, and you can define any directory on your file server or also FTP server and have some options that you can set and just import all the assets again. Next is report management. Again, you can create your own reports, you can delete reports, and you can just simply access reports. Let's take a look at the geolocation report. What you see here, you can give the report, of course, a name. You can select any kind of information that is saved in entities. So in this case, we selected the username, the latitude, and the longitude. The selected attributes can be seen here. Then you can set any kind of definition. So in this case, the latitude and the longitude must not be empty. We can group the information. We can also order the information. At the end, we create a SQL statement. Of course, you can also type in your own SQL statement if you want to without the help of the graphical user interface. And then you select a chart type. In this case, it's the GeoChart, and we just assign the values to the axis of our GeoChart. Next are plugins. The system comes with some predefined plugins. Of course, you can develop your own plugins, and this plugin management just helps you to activate or deactivate the plugins.